Hey guys, Matt and Dave here again. Pearlbrook, the first expansion for Everdell, has just come in and we're going to do a quick unboxing for it. So let's give it a go.
Alright.
Now, as Kickstarter said, the first expansion. So easy to work out that I bet you on Kickstarter soon there's going to be another one. So I'm super excited about this.
How soon after the original game?
I reckon within 12 months. Less than 12 months actually. You're struggling there.
In Struggle Town.
Now one thing that is cool looking is the, I love that Spot UV on the box. I don't know if you guys can see that, but super happy with what that looks like. How many pages is that rule book for the expansion alone?
6.
6 pages. That's actually still fairly long.
There's a lot of art. So large sections of art. Not a huge amount of rules realistically. I like that. Makes it easier to remember where you saw things in the rulebook when you've got a question.
Yeah. We've got some advertisement for Starling Games and their other products.
Assembly guide. Punch boards for all of the new wonders. And the player board.
So these were
Game board.
Stretch goal, I think. And they basically just upgrade some of the ones that were on the main game board from when it was the original printing. We have the deluxe version. But yeah, it's nice to get some more 3D element to go along with the Evertree here.
You've done a really nice job of...
Yeah, that lines up really nicely.
Yeah.
Super happy with that. We were just talking just before we hit record that we assume on the next game board it will be on the opposite side. I don't think they'll go any higher, so I'm not sure if there'll be any more 3D element to it.
The tree's growing.
The tree grows even bigger. So that looks nice. So what else we got in the game box? These are the overlays. A little bit thinner than I thought they would be.
You know what though? I reckon you'll find that will be less noticeable when it's on the board.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's not a bad
so you won't see that there's these cards taken up.
Also, I have noticed on some games when you do an overlay, when they're thick cardboard, you go to put like a worker on there or a dice, and you end up knocking it like that across the table or across the board. They actually grip not too bad onto the main game board. So what do you got there? How many packs of cards? 2?
One. 2. Or your favourite?
What, mini cards? Yes. As David's jokingly hinting at, I'm not a huge fan of the FFG size mini cards that they love to put in all of their games.
I was so happy with X-Wing 2nd edition when, even though the text portion was still technically mini card size, they were full American size.
So we've got here, we've got some, by the looks of it, ones that have got the Pearlbrook water back to them, and then some that slip into the base game. These are the achievement cards, and we've got more of those. More of the big cards. Now from what I've heard, I think there's about 15 or something like that added to the main deck. We'll get some close-ups of them and we'll splice them in. But and then there's a whole bunch of sea cards, or ocean, sea, something like that. And more cards to go into the base game. These are the worker placement spot ones, and then by the looks of it, more achievements. Now some of these were stretch goals, and I'm not sure if they are exclusive stretch goals, but we'll definitely be cracking this out ASAP.
Some pearls?
Oh yes.
They look so good.
They've got like a nice flat bottom to them, so they don't roll around too much. If you're familiar with the first printing of Everdell and you have the original wood resource, they are perfect cylinders.
Yeah, they roll.
And they roll away. I didn't add it, but there was a pledge level add-on that gave you new wood that were flat on one side, so they didn't roll away.
Yeah.
But it was $6 or $7 US, and I didn't think it really mattered too much. I'll just put them in a little container, a little bit box or whatever. But
that's just so nice. they look like pearls. I was a bit worried. The picture on the back of the box has them looking quite brown.
That's just how it's printed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a mock-up. But in real life, they look just really nice. Another thing I love about Everdell, the critters.
Yes.
The critters are just
They've done a really good job cool. At the meeples. Now, I love miniatures, but miniatures, they add a lot of cost to the game when really they're just a placeholder, especially for a worker placement style game. That this exactly is a tableau builder, really. Yeah. Probably a tableau builder style game, worker placement. And they've just knocked them out the park with these. Now, you'll notice that there are some ambassador frogs. These are actually to go with the base game. They've actually included colours that were already in the core game. So we've got the brown, the black, the orange, the blue and the white. They are from the core box colours. That's just an additional thing. Now these workers are required to obviously go in the water. I haven't seen a hedgehog climb into water very often.
Sorry. I'm willing to bet they can swim.
What's that?
I'm willing to bet that they could swim if they wanted.
Possibly. Let's throw it in the water later.
wrong
country. So yeah, the meeples, we'll give some close-up pictures of these, but they're looking really, really good. There's no... I actually really dig the colours. They're not your regular green, red, blue. Well, they are. There is a blue, but it's a different colour, like a different blue. So we've got an axolotl, is one of the new ones. We've got a platypus, proud of him, from our own country here in Australia. And what was this one? This was an otter from memory.
And a starling.
And then a starling, obviously a bit of a nod, or a direct nod, to their company logo.
Well, I'm not overly sure about those two colours. They just blend for me, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of others to choose from.
Yeah. What I thought was a bit strange is that it's still only a 4-player game. With all these extra player colours they've added, I would have thought they may have bumped it up to a 5-player game. But according to the back of the box, it looks like it's still only a 4-player game. One of my biggest gripes with Everdell is where you sit. If you're playing a 4-player game, you're usually one player is kind of stuck behind the tree, and it kind of really blocks the board. You can quite easily play the game without the tree, but that kind of takes away from a bit of the feel of the game.
Yeah, table presence.
Yeah. So what we intend to do, we kind of sit, around the table, so that we're all facing from the front.
Get ourselves a square table, maybe.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, that's all that we really need to cover. One thing that we didn't mention is that the insert is actually like a clear blue insert, kind of gives you the feel of looking into water. And one thing we also didn't mention...
There's lots of nice little touches.
They actually included a handy score pad that wasn't ever in the original game, but that is a nice addition. Scoring on a score pad, obviously you can keep it to a bit of a bragging rights, but also it tells you everything that you need to score. You don't have to flip to the back of the rule book and go, oh, what am I scoring? Are coins worth 1 each, or are they worth 3 points each? And rules like that. Score pad, great addition. Very happy to have that in the game. So that's it for this time. We'll take some close-ups and put them at the end. So until next time, catch you later.
See you around.